Hi, it's Kate from the Sober School with your weekly dose of help and inspiration. And today I'm in Scotland, in lovely Edinburgh, and I've come to this beautiful city because of the amazing comedy festival that's on here right now. As some of you will know, going to see music, theatre, comedy gigs is one of my absolute favourite things to do ever. And right now in this city, you can literally go to stuff all day if you want to. Yesterday, I went to my favourite show so far. It started at 10:30 in the morning, so no one was drinking. Everyone was sipping coffee, not pints, and yet people were just having such a brilliant time because it was so funny and so good. It was one of the noisiest audiences I've seen the whole time I've been here. So all of this got me thinking about having fun without drinking and what a total myth it is that you need a drug like alcohol in order to have a good time. You can have a great time no matter what's in your glass. If something is fun, it's fun. You're going to have a laugh anyway. But I know in the early days, when you're just thinking about stopping drinking, it can be really hard to get your head around this. So if you're struggling with this right now, I wanted to share a few tips to help you reframe this. So my first tip is to focus on the facts. I know sobriety has an image problem, it really does. We tend to associate the word sober with other words like dull and boring. And when you combine that stereotyping with our own tendency to generalise and look back through rose-tinted glasses, we can end up in a place where we are just convinced that alcohol is some kind of magic joy juice that we must consume in order to have a fun time. Your challenge is to start asking questions and putting aside the assumptions you've made in the past and looking at the nitty-gritty instead. Because we have all been to parties where it didn't matter how much we drank, it still wasn't fun. Or perhaps we drank so much that we actually missed out on the fun because we were too drunk or too hungover afterwards. So that's my first tip. Focus on the facts and get clear on what is really happening when you drink. My second tip is to be aware of the brainwashing. If there's one thing that's always got me fired up and motivated to change, it's the idea that I am being manipulated into behaving a certain way. With alcohol, that is exactly what's happening. Adverts for booze are everywhere, from TV and magazines to our social media feeds and signs on the street. Alcohol companies often sponsor things that make us feel good, so we start to make the link between watching football and drinking beer, or watching a comedy show and drinking wine. You're being trained to think that the two go together. I was really impressed earlier this year when the comedian Lee Mack, who doesn't drink, threatened to stop writing his sitcom unless the TV channel it was being shown on changed the advertising around it. He said he felt as if he was working for the alcohol industry because his show was sponsored by beer. I thought that was a really good thing to do. And ironically, a lot of comedians don't actually drink. Sarah Millican, Peter Kay, Lee Evans, Rob Delaney, Jim Carrey, they're all teetotal. In fact, I'll make a list under this video of all the sober comedians I can think of because there are tons of them. And there must be something in that. How come we're so convinced that we need alcohol to have fun, and yet the people we trust to make us laugh are choosing not to drink? My third tip is to be positive and look at what you might gain. When you stop drinking and you remove this distracting, mind-altering substance from your life, you might find that there are some things that you used to like doing that you don't enjoy doing now. And that's okay. That's still a win in my book, because it's really good to have that information. If there are certain places or people that you can only tolerate under the influence of a drug like alcohol, then you're not really enjoying them in the first place. Why spend your life doing things that you don't really enjoy? There's no point. Plus, you'll find that there will be other things that you actually enjoy more with alcohol out of the picture. For example, I've always loved going to comedy shows and gigs, but nowadays I enjoy that stuff even more because I come away from those events with crystal clear memories, knowing that I was fully present and I didn't spend half the show in the bar or thinking about drinking. I'm only in Edinburgh for a few days, but I have packed absolutely loads in because I want to make the most of my time here. And I know that if I was drinking, I wouldn't have seen half as much as I have. So I hope this video has reassured you that you absolutely can have fun without drinking. Wherever you're watching this, please scroll down and leave me a comment. No matter where you are in your alcohol-free journey, I would love to hear about the amazing and fun experiences that you've had stone cold sober. Help me prove this myth to be completely false and nonsense. I hope you have a great week, and I'll speak to you soon.